feel like there's a fly in here. I'll link the video in the... Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Griselda, and if you are not new, you're probably wondering where I've been. I know I've been a little MIA, but we're not going to talk about that. Actually, we are going to talk about that. We are going to be talking about a lot of different things. Life update, where I've been, how I've been, mom talk. We have a lot of catching up to do. So if you want to see me get ready and give you guys a life update, then just keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notifications if you haven't already. That's how it goes, right? I think so. I forgot. You guys know the drill. Go ahead and do that if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, where have I been? I have been missing. I've been MIA. I think the last time you guys saw me was, I want to say it was like around March. And I have a good reason. If you watched my last vlog that I uploaded like 6 months ago, it's only been 6 months. It hasn't been like 2 years like last time. My son, Anthony, got injured. He got his shoulder dislocated, and like after that it was just like one thing after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. And I was just like, okay, I can't handle all of this, so we're just gonna take a break. I asked you guys on Instagram to send me questions. I'm gonna answer the questions kind of in order, just because I feel like the first question that you guys are probably wondering is, where have I been? So the first question is, sorry to ask, but why do you take huge breaks from YouTube and not other platforms? Okay, so first off, and you guys may not know this, but I actually didn't start on YouTube. I started on Instagram. That was like my first social media platform. And I did that for, I want to say, a good 4 to 5 years before I transitioned to YouTube. So I feel like creating content for Instagram is way different than YouTube. And of course, yes, I got used to creating content for YouTube, but then came TikTok, then came the rest of these platforms that is just easier to create shorter content than long content. I do everything myself, so it makes it hard to create for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Shorts. Like it's a lot. I feel like when I'm going through something, it's easier for me to like remove myself from YouTube than it is from TikTok or Instagram or Shorts, because I still post on Shorts here. I will say that it is easier for me to create content for Instagram because I don't have to do a lot of talking. I can just add music to... Really, Jordan? He was sound asleep before I started filming. I had to take him downstairs because it was gonna be non-stop. Editing a YouTube video takes so much time, and because I'm a perfectionist, I like to do things myself. I don't think I'm at that place yet where I can hand over all of my content so somebody else can edit, because my vision is my vision. Like, I can't explain what I want to do to somebody else, if that makes sense. I feel like because YouTube wasn't my first platform, it makes it easier for me to kind of like drift away from it. The last time I took a break, it was 2 years, I want to say. Well, actually before this I took like a little month break, but that's just for like my mental. I feel like when I start feeling overwhelmed, I like to definitely take breaks, like small breaks, so I don't take like larger breaks. But because of what happened to Anthony and everything else that happened afterwards, I took this 6-month break. The old me would have been like, I'm never going back to YouTube. So I want to give myself a little credit because, listen, it could have been way longer than 6 months. So that's where we're at. So next question, where have I been? So I've been here. Those that follow me on Instagram know I'm super consistent on there, and I'm trying to be really consistent on TikTok. And speaking of TikTok, I'm starting to get more comfortable with TikTok because it's like a shorter form of YouTube. So that could be another reason why I wasn't too pressed about coming back to YouTube because I feel like everything that I would have shared on here, I'm sharing on TikTok, and it's just easier and it's less stressful, and I don't have to do like this whole setup, and it's a lot filming for YouTube. You have to have the right setup. You have to, well, not necessarily the right setup, but you definitely have to have a good setup. Like, I changed my setup today because I wanted to film in my room. I wanted to film in a place where it's like a little bit more cozy, and this is where I feel my most comfortable. And on top of that, my beauty room is a hot ass mess right now. So I have to remember, I gotta take deep breaths. Like Anthony says, every time he sees that I'm feeling overwhelmed, he goes, smell the roses and blow out the candles. It's funny when he tells me that because he can see how overwhelmed I feel. I've definitely been here, you know, minding my business, prepping myself because Anthony is graduating this upcoming year. He's graduating high school, and I'm still like, I'm trying to take all of that in. So it's been a process. You know, a lot has changed in my life, and I feel like the most important thing that I'm trying to focus on is just live in the moment, be with my son, be present, and then just enjoy my family, my friends, the things that are important to me. I feel like that's like what my main focus is right now. I'm still creating content for other platforms because I feel like that's easiest for me right now, especially because I do everything myself. Okay, next question. Tips on bettering my own makeup. I feel like I do a good job, but I want to do better. The only thing that you can do is practice. There are enough YouTube videos, TikToks that you can watch and take those tips and tricks and literally practice every single day. Because as corny as it sounds, but practice makes perfect. Honestly, that's it. If you don't practice, then how do you expect to get better? Next question is going to be, how long does it take for you to get glammed up? It really depends on what I'm doing as far as like makeup. If it's like a full glam, it can be like 45 minutes to an hour. If I want to perfect it, it'll probably take me like an hour and a half. That's like me taking my time. The most I've taken doing my makeup is probably like 2.5 hours, but that's including hair and makeup. When I started doing makeup, it would take me forever. Literally like 2 hours just to do makeup. With practice, knowing my face, and I can take like 40 minutes tops. Next question. As a mother, what is the best advice you can give another mother? Communication is key. I can't communicate enough with my son. I'm talking about communicate about everything. There are 4 things that I always tell Anthony. Nobody can ever take away how smart you are. You always have to keep your word. You have to be careful with the choices that you make because they have consequences. And when you lie to other people, you lie to yourself. That has truly molded him into the young man that he is now, because he always has that in the back of his mind. Give your kids something that they can live by. You know, being a mom isn't easy. So hopefully that helps. One of the other questions is, what is the best product to thicken hair? So if you don't know already, I went through this whole hair thing. I recently just posted on my Instagram a video showing you guys what I've been using for my hair. And I don't want to talk about this topic too much because I'm actually doing this whole separate video dedicated to my hair and my hair journey and what I've been using, so on and so forth. So all I can say about this is you can go watch my latest hair video. I'll link it down below. I use onion in my shampoo. It's literally has saved my hair. It's grown out faster. My hair is actually down to here now. The last time you guys saw me on here, I think my hair was like here. And that's like the bottom part of my hair. You guys saw my hair in the intro. My hair is a lot longer, it's healthier. I'm like in a good place with my hair. So I'll link the video in the... It's not even a fly. It's one of those like, I don't know what they're called. Those things that grow from the fruit. I can't think of the name. The gnat. Okay, so like I was saying, I will link the video in the description box so you can check it out. Also, when have you seen me with red nails? I'm kind of obsessed. You little bitch. I recently did a nail partnership. These are not the nails, but this is the brand. And these are press-on. And they look so freaking good. I'm so obsessed with the red. It's like, It's so good. Moving on. Next question is, why did you feel the need to take a break? So like I was telling you guys in the beginning, Anthony had dislocated his shoulder, and this was his first time ever going through anything like this. Like when I say in the 13 years that he's been playing baseball, he has never ever injured himself. So he took it like really, really hard. He had to go to physical therapy. He literally couldn't do a lot of things, and he still had to go to practice because it's a part of his grade. And I wanted to give him like all my attention and make sure that he was 100% good. And a lot of family things were happening. A lot of things with me was happening. And I just felt like I didn't want to get to that point where I was going to completely shut down like I did a few years ago. I literally went on a hiatus. Like I think it was like 4 or 5 months. Like I didn't post on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Like I literally, like a lot of people were wondering if I was still alive because I just disappeared. And I didn't want to do that. So now I feel like I can acknowledge that I need a break, so I take my breaks. And then on top of that, there was a lot of things that I felt like I needed to work on with myself, and because of that, I decided to see a therapist, and I just needed to talk through my issues and figure out what I can do better to become a better version of myself. So I think that that was the most important thing for me, to just take a step back. And I need to get better at like at least announcing, not just going completely MIA. So I do apologize for that. I want to become one of those people that like post consistently and share literally everything, but I also have to understand and accept myself for who I am. So it has been hard to share personal things that can affect other people because they're a part of like either the problem or why I'm going through what I'm going through. So I don't know, I get too much into my head where I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to overshare. But I need to understand that it's a part of my job as a content creator to share and get closer to you guys in that sense. So I'm gonna do better, and I'm talk through those issues with my therapist, and I feel like that has helped me a lot. It takes time and it takes practice. So Anthony getting hurt, and then me going through my personal issues, you know, dealing with my own insecurities and being hard on myself. Why am I not where I want to be? So on and so forth. That's basically it. I just felt like I needed to work on myself a little bit more and focus my energy on becoming a better version of myself. So I feel like it's gonna take a little bit for me to like fully open up and feel comfortable sharing like literally everything, because listen, I have stories, like dating stories, family stories, just like personal stories. Like I have stories that I could share that you guys are probably like, damn, like you went through that. It's crazy. My best friend Javon has a section in his notes dedicated to all of my dating stories and just experiences that we've experienced together that he has seen. And he's like, nobody would ever believe us that we go through these things. So these days I will build up the courage to share those stories with you, because I'm literally like, wow, especially like my dating life. Listen, y'all are not ready. I definitely shared one dating story, the guy with the 4 kids that was with the baby mama, but it was complicated. And yeah, the fine one, him, listen, when I tell you, there are many more stories like that, but juicier. We got a little off topic, but that's okay. Okay, next question. Are you dating anyone right now? I made the executive decision to take a break from dating. I haven't dated anyone in 12 months. I can't say 12 months. It's been 11 months and what's today? It has been 11 months and 5 days since I've literally talked to anybody. No text, no phone call, no DM. It's like the Sahara Desert over here. I don't miss it. I feel like there are times where I see a cute guy and I was like, okay. But I don't have that desire to date anyone right now. And I'm okay with it. Okay, next question is, where are you mentally right now? I'm good. I'm so good mentally, and I feel like I don't think I've ever been in such a better place, because I've worked on myself and I've worked on the things that I didn't even know was wrong with me. And not that there was anything wrong with me, but I feel like our traumas tend to cause us to do, say, and think a certain way. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with getting older. You know, the older you are, the wiser you are. You honestly start thinking of the things that really, really matter. I'm really happy where I'm at right now, and I think it's just gonna get better and better and better and better. Oh, this is a good one. You've talked about setting boundaries. How has that affected you and the people around you? I'm assuming she meant and the people around you. That has been one of the hardest things for me to do. I say that because if you didn't grow up knowing what boundaries were, it's gonna be hard to set them as adults. The way that I started setting boundaries was as simple as this can be, is putting my phone on do not disturb, especially during the day when I'm working, because everyone had access to me whatever time, whatever day. It didn't matter. You call me, I would pick up the phone, and if I didn't pick up the phone, I felt so guilty because my mind would always go to like the worst thing. I feel like it's super important if you truly care about people and, you know, people care about you and you have that line of communication. I feel like it's super easy for you to just say, hey, like moving forward, I'm going to be working during the day. Do not call me unless it's an emergency. If it's an emergency, you can do X, Y, and Z. Something so small like that. It was really hard for me to understand why boundaries were so important. You know, you're protecting your peace, you're protecting your space, you're protecting yourself. I feel like the people that love and respect you are going to be understanding, and the people that don't, then those people aren't meant to be in your life. It was hard for me to adjust, but once you do, trust me, it is life-changing. I really don't know where this makeup look is going, but we're getting somewhere. Also, I stopped doing cream contour on my nose because if you're oily, you know, there goes that damn fly again. This right here becomes shiny. You can fry some chicken on top of your nose. So what I do now is I only do powder on my nose. Next question is, how do you maintain a solid relationship with your son? Honestly, I feel like it just comes so naturally. First of all, we're both Gemini. I feel like that helps because I understand him a lot and the things that he does, the things that he says. So it makes it easier for us to get along. Communication, honesty is super important for me. I'm honest about what's happening in the world. I'm honest about situations. I'm honest about relationship with me and his dad. I'm honest about just a lot of things. And when you build that type of relationship, it's hard to tear that down. It's hard for him not to come to me for anything, because he'll literally call me and he'll be like, hey mom, like, what do you think about this? Or hey mom, I did this. And like, he wants to share those things with me because I like to share things with him. He knows that, especially when he does something wrong or when he does something he's not supposed to, like, I will have a 2-hour conversation with him. Not specifically about that, but one conversation is gonna lead to another one, to another one, to another one. And at the end of the conversation, we just end up hugging each other. And like, he tells me, I understand mom, I apologize, or whatever the case is. Or even me. There was a situation with him where I quickly was raising my voice when I didn't need to, and I had to apologize to him. I apologize when I'm wrong. Holding myself accountable for the things that I do wrong also allows him to trust me, and we build, it's like a constant back and forth, like building that relationship that we're literally like best friends. Like, that is how I build a solid relationship with him. Okay, next question is, are you open to blind dates? Because I might have someone for you. My first thought is, can you send me a picture? But then it wouldn't be considered a blind date because I wouldn't know what the person looked like. I don't know. I feel like blind dates are just not for me. I don't know. I feel like right now, I don't think I'm in the headspace to add another thing to my plate. I've never been on a blind date before. I'm kind of terrified of them, but we never know. They say never say never. Okay, next question is, your haircut is so cute. What type of cut is it? Or I should say, how do you ask for it? She probably doesn't know what happened to my hair. This is not a haircut. This is my hair grown back from breaking off. And this is how, well, not like this, but you'll see it when it's down. That's how it grew back. And it grew back in a million layers. So thank you. I'm very grateful that my hair grew back beautifully, because my hair did grow back really, really nice, but it's not a haircut. And I'm sad to say that. I wouldn't know how to tell you to ask for this haircut aside from going through what I went through, which I don't wish upon anyone. I would consider it a 90s haircut because that's how it grew back, and I'm just happy that it did. So okay, next question. This one I kind of answered, but hi, do you have an onion recipe on your page? So yes, I just posted one. I will link it down below. Next question is, how's the year been for you? Listen, this year has been one of the roughest years I've had. What happened to my hair was very drastic. It happened for a reason. God always has a plan. I don't understand it, but I had to go through what I went through with my hair for a reason. I was like emotionally distraught. I was hurt. I was depressed. I like really went through an emotional roller coaster, and you guys kind of saw the beginning stages of it, or after I took my break on YouTube. I was really going through it, and you know, a lot of those things I don't feel like I shared too much on social media, but I definitely would wake up every single morning and I would look in the mirror and I would cry, like every single morning. It was so depressing. I can't sit here and lie and say that it's been great. I've had great moments. I've had happy moments, but I feel like now I'm getting to that point where I'm like happy. I'm feeling like myself. I feel like my hair is finally at a place where I'm so comfortable wearing it alone. No extensions, no ponytails, because that's all I was able to do back then. And I went through some personal things that had nothing to do with my hair, that were also, you know, things that I felt like I needed to go through, but I feel like the main thing was my hair, and I'm just happy that it's almost over. I know a lot of women that have experienced what I experienced understand. I'm very blessed with my platform and what I've been able to share and the things that have worked for me. And like I said, I have another video that is coming where I'm gonna show you guys in detail with everything that I started using to what I use now and what works and what didn't. Next question coming from my best friend. His question is, what is a goal of yours that you would like to accomplish in the near future? I definitely want to buy my house and be able to take care of my mom 100%. My mom and my dad 100%. I want to be able to do that. That is one of my biggest goals. I look at my parents and I'm just like, I'm very blessed to have both of them still on this earth. Like, I'm actually gonna go spend Christmas with my dad. If you don't know, my dad lives up north. He lives 3 hours away, so I don't get to see him that often. So that's what I'm doing for Christmas. You know, my parents are getting older and I just want to be able to help in any kind of way to make sure that they live a comfortable life. That is one of my goals for my future. Any plans to go back to Guatemala soon? I miss it. I don't have any plans yet. The last time that I went was like 2 years ago with my dad. That was actually my very first trip that I ever took with my dad, like ever. And it was one of the most beautiful trips I've ever taken. Like being able to see where he's from and just visit my home, it was beautiful. But last time that I went, I got COVID and I almost died. I got it really bad. So not that I got it from there, it's just the traveling, and then it was Thanksgiving, and then it was Christmas. It was really bad because I think I got sick around Christmas time. But yeah, I haven't had any plans to go back to Guatemala, but I would like to. I want to go back with my mom and Anthony. And I moved here when I was 5, so I really haven't experienced Guatemala the way like a true Guatemalan has experienced Guatemala. So question is, if you met the man of your dreams but he wanted kids, would you make the exception? I'm gonna do these lips so I can have a little bit of time to think about the question. I don't think that was enough time to think about this question. I always said I don't want to be 40 and pushing a stroller. That's just me. And I say that because I'm 38 and a half. I'm gonna be 39 next year. I do want to get married, and I don't want to rush a relationship just because someone wants to have kids. And I feel like I'm at a point in my life, my son's about to graduate high school. Having to start all over again is just going to be too much. That doesn't mean, just because he's the man of my dreams, doesn't mean that he's the perfect man for me. Just saying. The man of your dreams can be the most perfect person on paper, but in reality, what if he's not perfect for you? And I say that right now. This is how I'm thinking right now. I could think differently when I'm 40 or when I meet someone. I don't know. Right now is just the way that I feel, the way that I'm thinking, my experiences. Like that's just how I feel right now. Next question. How did you transition from Instagram to TikTok? That was very, very hard. TikTok, I feel like you have to show personality. You have to be a little bit more open. And as private as I am with myself, that was really hard for me. But I decided to challenge myself, and I kind of looked at it, like I said before, as like a mini YouTube. I don't think I ever really posted any content with me talking on Instagram, and TikTok is the complete opposite. Like you have to show personality, you know, talk to camera. It was definitely a little hard to get used to, but it was definitely doable. And I like it. I actually like sharing a little bit more. Oh my God, look at my hair. I can't believe my hair is this long. Look at this. My hair is officially back. That was my first time pin curling my hair like that. I usually do hair rollers. I think I'm just gonna go back to the hair rollers. Or maybe I didn't pin curl them properly. I don't know, but I think I like the hair rollers better. But yeah, that is the end of my get ready with me life update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed getting ready with me. I appreciate you guys so much. Also, thank you for sending in those questions. I feel like this is very much needed. I usually get super anxious and nervous, and I procrastinate filming, which I did do a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but I burned a little sage and a little palo santo, and it brought me back to my zen self. I was determined to make this video, get back in the groove of things here on YouTube, and I'm happy and that you guys are watching, and thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next video.